Welcome back to the Auto Obsessive Garage. Chadwick with you again for another installment of the Auto Experience series. Today's subject is bound to be a future enthusiast special car. It is a 2005 Mini Cooper S. And we're going to try something different, guys. We're going to do a little picture-in-picture and try to show you the road I'm driving up because it's just that wonderful where I film and have a little more eye candy while I'm blabbering on about the car. Back to the car. These are the supercharged 1.6 liters. These are the first Coopers and Cooper S's we got in the States, the R53 chassis. And boy, these things are magical. Even when they came out, they were getting great reviews. And I'll tell you what, the reason I'm saying it's going to be such an enthusiast vehicle is because of the price point. I don't think anything's faster up here in the canyons, which we just happen to find ourselves today, than a Mini Cooper S. I really don't think so. You can get these things for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand. Obviously, you can keep going up from there, but it's just the handling dynamics are fantastic. The power of the supercharger is just there when you need it. Having the wheels at all four corners allows a really dynamic chassis that this is like a joke up here. This is like a cheat mode in a video game. It's absolutely stunning. I'm going to keep it in third gear and keep it a little under control while I do the talking portion. We'll have some fun in a little bit, I'm sure. But boy, these cars. So, 6-speed manual, gotta love that. Nice peppy engine, really making some good power. 168 horsepower and nearly, like I think it's like 162 pound-feet torque. Healthy numbers for a 1.6 supercharged. Now later, they added a turbo to the equation with the 1.6, and that was the R56 chassis, the following Mini Cooper, and I had an 09 one of those, and it's fantastic. Direct injection came with those models, and with that direct injection came walnut cleaning your intake manifold. So if you like that kind of stuff, score one of those. Other fantastic car for sure, but I think the action is with these supercharged ones, guys. God, it's freaking, I'm not even beating on it, it's absolutely beautiful. Just the way it reacts, it's so damn quick to your inputs. You put good rubber on here, good brakes, and you're in a good position to have some fun in the canyons. Of course, you can modify them to make more power, but I don't think you need to. Why are these things, I don't know, why are they going to be the next enthusiast vehicle, guys? Well, here's the deal. I'm a huge proponent of the Miata. The Miata was affordable for so long and offered you a wonderful platform to drive in a spirited manner, to track day, to weekend warrior, to do whatever you want. But NA Miatas especially have started to get quite pricey, while these Mini Cooper S's being, you know, over a decade newer, are still pretty low. And it takes time for the market to catch up, right? And a matter of, you know, who knows, 5 years from now, these will start being expensive. So who's to say that they won't get there? But I do see them as kind of like the replacement for the NA Miata. Sure, we're going from convertible to fixed roof. The biggest, rear-wheel drive to front-wheel drive, that's the biggie, right? But man, the supercharger, the way the handling is, how frenetic the car is, I think it gets you there with fun. And a fun factor is really one of the core ingredients of the enthusiast recipe. Boy, this road is something special. And this, what can you do to run from this car up here? What are you gonna bring? Okay. It's too fun. You can't, just like the Miata, you can't drive a Mini Cooper S supercharged, especially on a fun road, without smiling. God, this car is so good. It's so good, guys. If you have any inkling to get something fun like this, go do it. It's a hot hatch. You guys know how I feel about hot hatches. I love them. The recipe's there. It's brilliant. It's front-wheel drive, gobs of power, great handling, a fun little engine. Yep, checks all those boxes. Price point. Like I said, you can see these for 5 to 6K, but be aware, maintenance can sneak up on you. These things do munch clutches pretty aggressively based on ownership history. So if you're looking at one with over 100,000 miles, be careful. If that clutch hasn't been replaced yet, you might be in it, and it's a bit of a job on this. Ask me how I know. The example we're driving today in British Racing Green, which is the color to have, let's be honest, only has 86,000 miles, so that's pretty damn low for an 05. Yeah, and this is later run, obviously 05, 06 for the last 2 years of the R53 Cooper S's. Before this, there was a minor facelift, but yeah, score one of these guys. Just go out and get it. You won't be upset. I'm more excited to drive this thing and have some fun in the canyons, and that's what I'm about to do. Gorgeous day, super fun car, but guys, at the price point right now, there is no reason that should keep you, if you're looking at these cars, from tracking down a pretty clean one. A good maintenance history is good. Make sure tires are great, brakes are great, suspension components aren't worn, and the clutch. Just look for those, save yourself some money on the other end, but otherwise factor that into the price you're gonna pay. And this is a hell of a fun ROI. You know, your return on investment of buying a Mini Cooper S with a supercharger it's high. It's very high. But anyway, time for some canyon carving, and I'll catch you guys on the objective tests. We've got the Cooper S up on the scales. Time to get that curb weight and front and rear balance. Weighing in at only 2,556 pounds, this Mini Cooper S is actually on the lighter side of the spectrum since it doesn't have the sunroof option, which adds extra weight and raises the center of gravity. Comparing our Mini Cooper S to other vehicles I've weighed, you can see that it's in some pretty lightweight company, namely Escort GTs, Tracer LTSs. You can even see a Fiesta ST is very close. So, a very lightweight hot hatch for sure. And here's that front engine, front wheel drive weight ratio we're used to seeing here. Nearly 62% of the weight of the Mini Cooper is over the front half of the vehicle. But through some techno magic, the handling and weight balance feels so good. With only 168 horsepower on tap, this Cooper S really punches above its weight. You can see it's nestled in with some pretty quick vehicles. A little slower than an S2000 and a T5 R-Design C30, but beats out the Mazda Speed Miata and the MR2 Turbo. Shout out to the show for still making this list. There's an immediacy, a frenetic nature in how the Mini Cooper S drives. In all attributes of steering and acceleration, it's so right on the edge of wanting to take action. The electro-hydraulic steering is fantastic. The smallest inputs reward you with a near instantaneous turn-in and a chassis that's equally willing to commit to dramatic maneuvers. Supercharger thrust comes on down low in the rev range and doesn't yield until a new gear is selected. The Mini Cooper S rips. Everything on this car feels over-caffeinated and ready to leap. It's absolutely brilliant. And then, there's the sound. If you like blending in, the Mini Cooper S is not your car, my friend. Its design is comprised entirely of personality and character. It's a complete success in retro design, as a modern interpretation of a truly iconic car from yesteryear. The cute front end carries hints of aggression by way of its completely functional hood scoop. The rear also has a little bit of aggression sprinkled in with a larger spoiler and center exit exhaust, setting it apart from the base Mini Cooper. The side profile reveals a silhouette completely devoid of overhang, as the wheels are literally pushed as far into each corner as possible. The interior designers clearly drank as much creative juice as the exterior designers did. The Mini Cooper S has a wildly interesting and fun interior. The large Speedo is both literally and figuratively the centerpiece of the Mini's interior, and serves to confirm your passengers' fears that you are indeed going as fast as it seems. The steering column mounted tachometer is an outstanding design touch and completely race car functional. Not to mention, it's mounted above a steering wheel that resembles the original PlayStation's controller. Bonus points. The toggle switches are an interesting touch and make mundane operations, like rolling up and down the windows, a unique experience. The shift knob is also the same size as a billiard ball, which you don't notice until you grab a hold of it. I could list interior design features ad nauseum, as the Cooper S provides a truly wonderful and original cockpit layout. The Mini Cooper S needs an exciting power plant to complement its wild design and handling prowess. And boy, is there one barely restrained under that cute little hood. A 1.6-liter supercharged 4-cylinder is present to provide all the thrust to get the job done. The Tri-Tech, which is a Chrysler Rover venture, makes 168 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 162 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. This power plant employs an Eaton M45 root-style supercharger to provide the boosty fun. The torque curve feels mountainous. There's an abundance of power everywhere. This motor is a perfect pairing to this great handling little hot hatch. A highly responsive chassis and rev-happy supercharged engine demand a proper gearbox to complete the performance package, and the Mini Cooper S gets such a transmission. The Getrag G25s bring 6 speeds to the table that are an absolute joy to row through. And row you will. The engine races to its 6,750 redline and strongly encourages you to grab the next gear. Gears are notchy in a good way and lack any vague qualities. Direct and quick shifts result in immediate gear changes. It's this gearbox that completes this hot hatch's driving greatness. Will the Mini Cooper S become the next popular budget enthusiast car? Let's first reflect on what it usually takes to win over the hearts of automotive enthusiasts. Uniqueness is up there on that qualifying list. An enthusiast car should stand out from the droves of point A to B cars on the road. The Mini Cooper S does this handily. Performance is usually another leading factor. Have you heard the supercharger whine on the Cooper S? Have you seen it shred a canyon road? Obviously you just have. Affordability is another major factor. If money was no object, we'd all be bringing our McLaren F1s and Ferrari F40s to Cars and Coffee. But many enthusiasts are looking to have fun on a much tighter budget. The Cooper S, again, delivers on this front with a highly approachable entry cost and maintenance that isn't overly punishing. I personally see these early supercharged minis gaining more and more traction in the enthusiast space as they offer so much fun and performance for such a small initial fee.